You've been told that missing a workout is the worst thing you can do for your gains, right? But what if I told you that a little inconsistency, yes, even skipping a few sessions, could actually unlock better muscle growth? Sounds backwards, doesn't it? But stick with me because today we're flipping the script on everything you've been taught about training nonstop. What if the real secret to growing fast wasn't about going harder, but about knowing when not to train? We've all heard it before. Never skip a day if you want results. You see the gym grind on social media, people bragging about training 7 days a week. No breaks, no excuses. And maybe you felt guilty when life got in the way and you couldn't keep up. But here's the twist. Those off days you feel bad about might actually be working for you, not against you. New studies are shaking up the fitness world, showing that well-placed breaks and a little inconsistency can boost your progress instead of killing it. Sounds crazy, right? But when done right, this method helps you avoid burnout, keep your body fresh, and come back stronger, both physically and mentally. This isn't lazy training, it's smart training. Let's dive into how it works. Let's be honest. Most of us were taught that missing workouts is a sign of weakness or lack of discipline. It's drilled into our minds that if we're not showing up every single day, we're falling behind. And on paper, that sounds like the right mindset. Until your progress stalls, your energy drops, and your motivation disappears. So what's really going on? The truth is, the idea that more is always better has been wildly misunderstood. Just because you train every day doesn't mean you're improving. In fact, many people who follow that no days off mentality hit plateaus faster than those who train smart and allow time to recharge. It's like trying to sprint a marathon. Eventually, your body and mind hit a wall. Now think about this. Have you ever come back from a short break and noticed you felt stronger, more focused, or even more pumped during your workouts? That's not your imagination. It's your body responding to recovery. Your muscles grow when you rest, not when you push them to exhaustion over and over again. So why do we keep glorifying non-stop effort when the science says balance gets better results? The myth of unbroken consistency needs to go. It's not about being lazy. It's about being strategic. The strongest athletes in the world don't train at 100% every single day. They follow cycles, they rest, they adapt. If they're not obsessed with never missing a day, why should you be? Maybe it's time we stop chasing perfection and start chasing progress with a smarter plan. Here's where things get really interesting, because this isn't just a motivational idea, it's backed by real science. Researchers have been studying how the body responds to breaks in training, and the results are surprising. One study showed that people who took short, planned breaks during a workout program didn't lose progress. In fact, when they returned to training, they gained strength and muscle even faster. Sounds wild, right? But why does that happen? It comes down to how our bodies recover and rebuild. When you train, you create small amounts of stress and damage in your muscles. That's normal. But it's in the recovery phase that your body repairs those muscles and makes them even stronger. If you never give it the time to fully recover, you're basically pausing growth before it even starts. Imagine planting seeds and never watering them. That's what constant training without rest does. And there's something called muscle memory that plays a huge role here. Even if you take a week or two off, your muscles remember what they've been through. So when you come back, your body quickly picks up where it left off, sometimes with even more energy and growth potential. That's why taking a strategic break doesn't erase your gains. It actually sets the stage for a comeback. Another key factor? Hormones. When you train nonstop, stress levels go up, and your body may release more cortisol, the hormone that can slow down muscle growth and increase fatigue. But when you rest properly, your body balances out, testosterone levels improve, and your energy skyrockets. It's like hitting the reset button, so your body can operate at full power again. So next time you feel guilty about resting, Remember this. Science is on your side. Strategic breaks aren't setbacks. They're part of the formula for faster progress. The key is knowing when to push and when to pause. And if you've been training hard with little to show for it, maybe it's not about doing more, but doing things smarter. Let's talk about one of the most underrated superpowers your body has: muscle memory. You've probably heard the term before, but most people don't really understand how powerful it is. Imagine building muscle as writing on a whiteboard. Even if you erase it, the outline is still there faintly, ready to be filled in again. That's what happens inside your muscles when you train consistently and then take a break. Here's the cool part. When you stop training for a while, whether it's a few days, a week, or even longer, your body doesn't forget what it's learned. It holds on to those blueprints of strength and size. So when you get back to your workouts, your muscles don't have to start from scratch. They bounce back faster, grow quicker, and respond better than they did the first time around. Isn't that wild? Think about the last time you took a short break and then came back stronger, more motivated, and somehow more focused in the gym. That wasn't just luck. It was your body tapping into that muscle memory. And this is exactly why taking a break won't erase your progress. On the contrary, it can reignite it. Your past effort still counts. It's stored in your body's memory bank, ready to be reactivated when you show up again. So instead of fearing rest days or time off, you should see them as part of a bigger plan. Your body is smarter than you think, and it's always adapting. If you've put in the work before, trust that your body remembers it. And when the time is right, it will fire up those gains like they never left. Isn't it time we stop panicking about inconsistency and start understanding the power that's already built into us? Now let's flip the coin and talk about what happens when you push too hard, too often. Overtraining. It's a word that gets tossed around a lot, but many people ignore the signs until it's too late. You might think that pushing through exhaustion is a badge of honor, but in reality, it can be the very thing holding your gains hostage. Have you ever felt like you're training more than ever but getting less in return? Overtraining slowly creeps in. It starts with low energy, poor sleep. Maybe your usual workouts start feeling heavier than they should. Then comes the plateau. No more muscle growth, no strength improvements, and worst of all, zero motivation. That's your body waving the red flag, screaming for rest. And yet, most people ignore it, thinking they just need to tough it out. But here's the truth: more isn't always better. What many don't realize is that overtraining doesn't just affect your muscles. It drains your nervous system, messes with your mood, and throws off your hormone balance. That means more stress, slower recovery, and even a higher chance of injury. So, while you think you're being productive by training daily, your body might be breaking down in ways you don't even notice, until it's too late to fix easily. So, here's the big question. Are you really making progress, or are you just exhausting yourself chasing it? Taking a smart step back isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Giving your body time to recover isn't quitting. It's how champions stay in the game longer and stronger. Sometimes the fastest way forward is knowing when to stop and breathe. So, how do we actually make inconsistency work for us? The key is to stop seeing breaks as random and start seeing them as part of a bigger, smarter plan. That's where strategic breaks and periodization come in. Instead of training the same way all year long, you cycle through different phases, each with a specific goal, each followed by a reset. This keeps your body guessing, your motivation high, and your progress consistent, even if your routine isn't. Here's a simple yet powerful strategy. For the first 5 weeks, focus on low reps and heavier weights. This is your strength phase. Your goal here isn't to look pumped, but to build the raw power that supports growth later. Then, shift gears. For the next 5 weeks, go with high reps and lighter weights to improve muscular endurance and conditioning. It's a different kind of challenge, but it sets the stage for what comes next. Now comes the fun part. 8 weeks of pure muscle building focus, known as hypertrophy. In this phase, you'll use moderate weights and reps around 8 to 12%. But don't stop at the basics. This is the perfect time to use advanced techniques like supersets, drop sets, and rest pause sets. These methods push your muscles beyond their limits in less time, triggering the kind of stress that leads to serious size gains. It's intense, but it works. And once you've completed all three phases, take a week off. That's right, a full week of rest. Not because you're giving up, but because you've earned it. This isn't lazy inconsistency, it's intentional inconsistency. You've pushed, cycled, adapted, and now it's time to let your body rebuild at full capacity. You'll return sharper, stronger, and ready to start the cycle again, with even more results. So instead of forcing yourself to train like a robot every week, try this approach. Give your body variety. Allow your mind to breathe. Follow a structure that includes flexibility. When you learn to step back strategically, you create space for real transformation. The irony is that sometimes your best progress comes when you learn when not to train. So if you've been stuck thinking that only perfect, non-stop training brings results, it's time to flip that mindset. Strategic breaks, smarter cycles, and intentional inconsistency might be exactly what your body needs to grow stronger, faster, and with less frustration. Now, if you really want to take your gains to the next level, make sure to watch the video on the left, where I reveal a step-by-step method to build muscle efficiently while avoiding the 5 most common mistakes that hold people back from seeing real results.